Hello and welcome back to Ollie Talks Airsoft. In today's video we are going to be talking about my PDW build, which has quickly become known as the Green Goblin build, which is basically a build where I saw a rail system that I really liked in real steel and thought, you know what, let's do a PDW build. As most of you will know, I've had some health issues recently, and so I'm not as strong as I once was. The muscles have declined somewhat, so I needed something that was going to be lightweight and easier for me to take out onto the field rather than a regular gas blowback, which can be pretty heavy and pretty cumbersome. As most of you will know as well, I love the Tokyo Marui MWS system. It is super reliable, it works all year round, and it just kind of gets the job done. It gets the BB from your airsoft gun to the target with the least amount of fuss in between. So I wanted to build something lightweight around that, and seeing this, which I think is an absolutely gorgeous rail system here, yeah, I kind of had to do the build around it. So I thought I would give you an update as to the different parts that I've added onto this build, and something that's happened more recently, which is going to change this build completely. So, first off, let's go tip to butt and let's have a look at the different things that are on here. So at the moment we have I think this is called a Bifrost. Yeah, this is a Bifrost by Ace Tech. So this actually has LEDs in the front here, and these can be set to glow at different colours. And what it does is any residual gas that comes out with shots fired will get lit up. Hopefully you will have seen that in that little video that I popped up. So it kind of gives you a green flame effect. You can also shoot green tracer BBs like this. So these things glow in the dark. Just amazing fun. Moving back from that, you can see we've got this Atlas rail system. Now this, in my mind, this is kind of like the heart of the build. This is the reason that the build happened in the first place, getting this rail system. So I like the fact that it's got the little bit of Picatinny on the front, so I can add a front sight should I want to, but it's all slimmed down in the middle. This is the 7-inch version, and on here I've got a Magpul RVG, and it's all based around, I believe this is a 7-inch barrel. Inside of which we've got a 150mm Maple Leaf 604 Crazy Jet, and behind that we have a standard Tokyo Marui hop-up unit. We have I believe it is a Bavtac nub in there, and that is pressing down on top of a Maple Leaf Decepticon 70 degree. So the one that's kind of triangular, and it's blue and it's silicon. So that's what I've got kind of going on in the hop unit. Moving back slightly from there, we've then got, let's talk about this. The optic that we've got on here is a Vortex Crossfire. As you guys know, I kind of, especially for airsoft, I swear by Vortex. They're so good. Their returns policy, I don't know that you'd ever return one. Their repairs policy is second to none in the industry. It really is. This mount, on the other hand, is a fake Unity mount, and it basically came and it needed some dremeling in order for the optic to actually fit, and there's actually only 2 screws holding this optic on, so I'm not really very happy with how this has turned out. I think I'm going to have to do some more dremeling, but literally the screw holes don't match up. This is what happens when you buy fake stuff. It's not guaranteed to work, and it can just lead to kind of more issues. Moving back from there, you'll see that the dust cover is pretty cool. We've got this, I don't know whether it's a dove or a gull or something like that, but it's the symbol for forward control systems. And now, funny enough, this is made by a company called BJ Tack. Then if we go on to the bottom here, this is real forward control systems, and you can see that the emblem on here is much more delicate, and the green is ever so slightly different. This is a real sort of like 50 shades of FDE, 50 Shades of Flat Dark Earth kind of build got going on here. Moving back again from there, we've got a, this is Reptilia grip, again obviously in green because we have the option to do green. And lastly we have the BJ Tac green charging handle on here, which again a slightly different shade, and that's all of the green that I've managed to get into the main part of it. And then you'll notice I've also got some green here. This is where I've spray painted part of the stock. So this is a 5KU collapsible stock, and you can pull it out and it locks in various positions. Press this in, it kind of goes in. It's pretty good, but this is kind of where the first alteration is coming in. The trigger box in here is technically it's one that I should kind of talk about the other little bits. Nothing else on here is, everything else is basically stock, sort of internally trigger box and stuff like that. Sort of this is all going to get upgraded. I will show you the bits that I'm going to put on it. But sort of while we're at the butt of this gun, sorry, yeah, the flat trigger someone else installed. I'm not sure what, but all this is going to be coming out. You'll see what's going to go in. While we're talking about this, so this is a 5KU PDW stock. It's kind of okay, but technically now I could legitimately run what's called a brace. So this is a brace, and what happens with this is, if I find where it attaches, I can loosen this up and I can actually put my arm through this, and what I will do is I'm going to swap the stock for the brace, which I can essentially then grab the pistol grip and have a similar sort of 2-bar arrangement, but slip my hand through it. Don't worry, we will be doing a video when this is all been completed. In addition to that, we've got a bad lever here. So this is a Magpul one. So these fit directly onto like the stock MWS and the stock bolt catch that you'll get. So I won't be having this silver one anymore. There will be one piece of silver on this upgrade that I'm doing, but we're going to come to that in a second. We're going to go over some of the slightly smaller parts first. I'm thinking I might change the barrel and go for a copper version, which is ever so slightly shorter, which means that this suppressor looking thing will actually sit a little bit further into the rail, sort of reduce a little bit of length. Also, this is a little bit lighter as well, so we're going to drop a little bit of weight by dropping that copper barrel in. So, in addition to that, let me just show you something else that's very cool that's going to go in. So, quite a few of you might recognise this. The one that started it all, my Mark 18, which has finally got its Daniel Defence front sight on here, which is a lot lighter than I thought, but I absolutely love it. It's so cool. Inside here at the moment, we have a trigger box, which is aftermarket. It's not only aftermarket, but I don't know if you can see, it's actually green. It's the BJ Tac aftermarket trigger box, which is so far fantastic. The actual trigger pull on it, like so smooth, like the tiniest bit of creep on there. So nice. Let me just grab the
trigger pull gauge.
Just so you guys know what a stock BJ Tac trigger box is going to be doing. 3.14, you see that? 3.15. Let's do one more. Oh, let's get it on there. That's 4.65, but it did do a big jump there. It was literally hovering around the 4.15, sorry, 3.15s, and then it kind of went. Yeah, really consistent, but it's green, so it's going to have to come out of there and go into this build here, hopefully along with what I've got in here, which is a silver BCM trigger. So one of the big reasons that I'm doing this update is because in the last few days another part has come out, and I splashed some cash. Basically I'm not getting a break from my chemo. I had a month off. Most people get like 6 months off. I'm only getting a month off. I'll do an update at some point, but to quell my disappointment, look at that. Unbelievably beautiful. So basically all I've talked about so far is BJ Tac, but at the moment for the MWS they've got so much nice stuff. This is unbelievably good looking. I'm so excited to put this together, especially for my green build. Previously there was nothing in green that I would have been able to put on here, and this has since come out. And with all things kind of custom in Airsoft, if you see it when it comes out, jump on it, get on it straight away. It won't be there shortly. When I got my Loki Tactical Neo slide for my Glock, everyone asked me, where'd you get it, where can I get one? They're just a limited period in time. So if you see something, even if you don't have the platform necessarily, I'm literally looking down here at a perfect example of a build I did a couple of days ago, where I had the part and I bought the gun to go with the part that I bought. May as well show you. It's this thing here. Some real Sig Sauer wooden grips. And I was like, those are beautiful. So I was like, yeah, I need to basically get some of these real, get the real grips and then get something to like attach on. So I ended up picking up a second-hand Tokyo Marui railed Pt1, just because I'd picked these up, and these were, I think, 20 or 25 pounds, and the gun was like a bit more expensive than that. But just like for the look, like for how good looking that is, yeah, it's an example of me picking something up, you know, a year, 2 years ago, sitting on it, waiting on it, seeing a good deal on the part that I need to fill it, and then kind of completing it. I've got quite a few of those things sort of floating around. That certainly happened with Tanakas before, where I've managed to find some sort of second-hand, really nice grips or something. Bought the grips without having the gun to put them on, and thought, just keep an eye out for in future. If I ever see one of those and it's up at a bargain price, then maybe I might be able to get one. All of this leads on to more problems. What am I doing? What am I doing? It's, you know what, it keeps me going. It's really fun. And you guys keep me going as well. And I just want to thank you all for the support that you've given me over everything that's been going on recently. As I mentioned very briefly, I found out recently from my oncologist that unfortunately the liver tumours that I've got have continued to grow as soon as they stopped doing the active sort of chemotherapy that was kind of targeting and doing damage to the tumours. As soon as they stopped it, they started growing again. So they unfortunately said I'm going to be back on it. So I've got a schedule that takes me through from September through till I think the end of January. So it's going to be tough, and the last one was a lot tougher than I thought. There were periods where I couldn't eat anything, I couldn't drink anything. It turned out to be a lot tougher than I was expecting, and I'm sorry that I didn't do any updates. That played on my mind for quite a long time actually, but I don't want to talk about how bad I'm feeling. I want to talk about when I'm feeling good. I want to talk about when I'm feeling positive. I want to talk about airsoft stuff. I want to talk about, when I'm excited for things and when stuff is great and when you can follow your passions, and regardless of what is going on in your life, you can smile through it because you got some great stuff going on. And you know what? Well, you know what I'm going to spend the rest of my day doing. I'm going to spend the rest of my day enjoying myself. So thank you guys for spending your time with me. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one very shortly with an update to this thing.